Hey, it's on. You demanded, they listened, and now Wiley is back with more advice on the fly. My real name, my real address is Wiley Marian, 138 Wildwood Court, number 3, in Thompsonville. If you see or hear something on this show you like, come on, stop by for breakfast. If you see or hear something you don't, come on, stop by for breakfast, and then we'll fight, and you'll lose. Either way, you get a free breakfast. And say it with me, that's the best deal you can get. These are all the requests I got since last time. I want to thank everybody who stopped by my desk at work or the bucket outside my building to submit their deepest woes for close scrutiny on live camera. I promise that I will get to every one of these that I actually read, and I will read every one that I pull. To protect the innocent, guilty, and in between, I ask everyone to submit a nom de guerre. This week's theme: epic fantasy adventure, blank of the blank blank. Our first guest is Theris of the Silver Gleamed Axe Shaft. Yes, Theris of the Silver Gleamed Axe Shaft. What's up, Wiley? I wrote a novel, but haven't shown it to anyone. I got selected to do a show, and I really want to read some of it live. However, I'm really afraid of what happens if everyone hates it. I wouldn't even want to go out in public. Should I just play the flute instead? What's up, Theris of the Silver Gleamed Axe Shaft? Why don't we shorten that to Theris the Flautist? You, my friend, are a flautist at heart. If you've got a plan B, you're going to use it. Prove me wrong. Next up. Blood Thresh of the Goblin Scorned. I like you. Dear Wiley, my fiancé has been reassigned to work for me, but the company doesn't know we're together. Are we taking too big a risk? Should we just break up for a few months until one of us can quit? Whoa, Blood Thresh. You're adding like so many variables onto this thing. You've got this weird matrix where like one or both of you keeps one or both of your jobs versus staying together versus splitting up. Messy, Blood Thresh. Very messy. You're in for literal years of torture, and no one needs that. I want to give special mention to Blood Thresh and their SO for suggesting they break up. That's actually beautiful. That way, if it all ever spills out, your boss can be like, hey, now, are you guys official? Do you like each other or like each other? I jest with love. Blood Thresh, kid, let's get corporate. Every competent HR person is going to tell you to be upfront. Write the letter. Schedule the tough meeting. Get it out in the open to deal with it like adults. But you are not talking to a competent HR person. You are talking to Wiley Marian. And Wiley Marian says, play it cool, baby. Just check the PDA at the door and literally no one will care, even if they know, unless you give them a reason to. Do not give them a reason to care. Just fly under the radar, off into the sunset. Thanks, Blood Thresh. But you know, the thing about that is it's so true. I mean, obviously, everything I say on this show is the truth. People do stop by for those pancakes and the occasional fight, which they lose. But the thing about Blood Thresh here is that feeling those deep feelings, making a big deal out of it, is such an act of ego. Of course, your work doesn't really care. That's the real topic here. And, well, let's confront it. Look, why did this kid bother writing to me? Because it feels good to think about your boss having this deep gut feeling on what happens to you. That you have a personal drama, a conflict that disrupts order. The rules are there for a reason. Because people are weak, because they abuse positions of power and harass their inferiors and all. But not you. No, you're too pure. And how could you not be the hero? And I can't help but think that's what Blood Thresh really wants. To justify taking the drama to the next level and watching it explode. We're simple creatures. All we ever need is for somebody to say, fight this fight. as long as it's a distraction, as long as it's not actually addressing the truth of the matter. I mean, what I mean is that I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter. I mean, nothing you can do is going to make the company worry about what happens to you. Why bother playing it cool when you know for a fact that you can get away with anything? When you know that nobody is going to care about the situation unless you make them care. And when you look at it that way, you're a hair's breadth away from just starting the rumor yourself just to see if it goes anywhere. I mean, pop quiz. Have you invited a coworker to coffee just to relish the luxurious risk of confiding in someone that can hurt you? Because that's what we really want. We want to start shit. Every story you have worth telling has to have a villain. And Blood Thresh, I guess I'm your villain. Because I kind of sort of called you a faker. Not really like a faker, but just buying into a big lie. And if it's any consolation, the problem isn't with you. The problem was never with you. Well, I guess I'll be dealing with the rest of these off the stream. Silly me. Fake names next go around are your favorite frozen lunch meat from the supermarket. You know the drill. Real name, real address. Wiley Marian, number 138, Wildwood Court, number 3, in Thompsonville. If you saw or heard anything on this show you liked, come on, stop by for breakfast. If you saw or heard anything you didn't, stop by for breakfast. Then we'll fight, and you'll lose. Either way, you get a free breakfast, and that's the best deal you can get.